That's good.
And I was like, you understand that? She was like, yes, I do. And I was like, whenever bad things happen, there's always somebody in the crowd that's thinking that this shouldn't happen or I should stop it, but they don't want to be the one to stand out and to be ostracized or to, so you don't want to be that person. You don't want to go along with the crowd just because you don't want to stand out or you don't want to be teased or you want to be true to yourself,
Always.
And you also don't want to go against anything that I've taught you. You know what I'm saying? If the crowd is doing something against what I've taught you, you best believe you better do what I taught you.
Right.
Because you're going to have to deal with me.
Right. Hello. That's
way scarier than dealing with that crowd.
Right. Hello. You got to live with me.
And so she laughed. And so we had like a good talk. And I said, we're going to be having some more talks over the summer to get you ready. And you'll be fine, So that was that talk, but then, she had her last day of school, which was just this past Friday, and she kicked in, and she didn't get any. She's got to step up her game when it comes to friendship. She just kind of like lets everything she's not proactive, and I've been on her about that for the longest. Like, she don't get numbers, she don't, so she can't call people. So if they don't call her, then she don't hear from, and it's like, well, if you got to do some work too.
Yeah.
Do you think
friendship is two ways?
Do you think because she's the only child, she's not used to negotiating with other children?
Well, that was a problem when she first started school, and when she had some social issues and stuff.
Right.
That definitely was a factor. But over the years, she's kind of learned with that. But she just, for whatever reason, she's not. I don't know why she's not.
She thinks it's going to happen for her.
Because I've told her about it. I was like, hey, this is a good friend, she's got a friend that moved away. Before she moved away, I told her, make sure you get her information. She still doesn't. And the girl calls and she calls on my phone,
Right.
Like how'd that happen? Like how'd she even get my number? But anyway, yeah, she needs to step up her friendship game, and be more reciprocal with it and stop just waiting around for everybody to, approach her and to do all the work to carry the friendship, because that's not right.
Yeah.
So that's what's going on with her. But we're excited. She's
I know.
approaching new territory.
It's an exciting time.
Yeah, she's learning new stuff around the house, and she's still adding to her cooking repertoire. She add pancakes. She cooked pancakes yesterday for the first time.
All right now.
I made pancakes yesterday.
And she washed dishes for the first
Oh,
time.
wow.
So-
Were they clean?
Yeah, they're clean. She washed them. Otherwise, if she weren't clean, she didn't wash them.
Well,
she have any idea what she want to do extracurricular activities at the new school? She interested in sports or anything?
She
You don't know.
is not interested. No, well, just judging from her life, she's not very interested in sports. She showed the slightest little interest one time in track for like 5 minutes. She asked, could she be a part of on the track team? And we're like, you sure you really want to do that? That doesn't sound like you. I mean, you can if you want to. And she was like, yeah. And so before we could even find out all the details, she had changed her mind. And
she's like, this running some
Right.
bitch.
Yeah.
No, this is a bitch.
Yeah. She was like, "Wait, I gotta do what?" Oh, no, wait a minute. Hold on.
So, yeah, we don't know. I'm thinking it's probably because she's really into science. So I'm thinking
She's like
maybe
forensics?
robotics or forensics or something like that. Probably robotics. That's what I'm
That's
guessing.
cool.
But I don't know.
That's
We'll
cool.
see.
You can have experiment around the house, baby.
Right.
Set the thermostat so that daddy can save some money.
There you go.
All right, you guys ready to get in these topics?
Let's do it.
News and noteworthy. The Shiznit.
So it's official. Hova is the hip hop's first billionaire. Yeah, it was kind of like a 3-man race, I think, between Jay-Z, Diddy, and Dr. Dre.
Oh, wow.
Right.
And a couple years ago, they thought Dr.
Dr. Dre, because he
thought when he did the Apple deal, they thought that pushed him over the mark. But then when they did the tallies, he was a couple $100 million short. He was like at $800 million.
Oh.
And I think
Poor thing.
I think the three of them actually have been hovering around that just below billionaire status for the last few years. But Jay-Z just
pushed it on over the edge.
Yep.
I'm surprised Diddy hadn't arrived there yet.
Yeah.
He had a bigger head start than Jay-Z for sure, and I don't know about Dre, but he definitely had the head start over Jay-Z.
It seems, I don't know none of these men,
Right.
but it seems to me from their public persona that Jay-Z is the most savvy of the three.
Yes.
Like knows how to mainstream savvy.
Yes.
Like the other ones are still also like, a little bit like, not Dre, but definitely Diddy is like a little still like pop entertainment, like that guy. He's playing a little bit of the character a little bit. And Dre,
he's so behind the scenes, nobody ever sees him.
Right. It's hard. He's hard to read, but
and Dre, mostly all his ventures are is music or very closely music related.
Yes, ownership, like that stuff on all these other artists and stuff like that. But Jay-Z
is all over the place,
right? And he even talks about on his albums, like I got art, I got real estate, I got this, I got that. I'm like,
and he's making all that stuff you just named, Pip. He has made very savvy investments in that. He's bought in or invested, a few million or maybe tens of millions and have reaped tens and hundreds of millions in return on those investments and different things that you just mentioned. So yeah, from alcohol to clothing to sports entertainment and just the whole Rock Nation is a whole
thing itself.
Yeah, a whole entertainment.
Yeah, one of his businesses alone, most people would be like, I'm rich.
Right. Yeah.
Together, he's super rich.
Yeah. Exactly.
He's actually officially wealthy.
Yes. Oh yeah.
Yes.
I think they
yes.
Well, people don't like the difference between rich and wealthy, and most of us still don't get that right because, a lot of money is a lot of money. Right. It's like, oh, they wealthy. No, he wealthy.
Yeah, he wealthy.
Yeah.
And he wealthy because he got white women reaching over Beyonce trying to talk to him. That's wealth.
That's always.
You know what? That was nothing.
That was something.
That happens for boxers in the hood.
That woman.
No.
That woman was the wife of the owner of the team, whose husband was sitting right next to her when she was talking to Jay-Z.
Yeah.
So every time somebody talks to somebody's man or whatever, it's not always somebody trying to push up.
Obviously, it didn't look like she was trying to push up on Jay-Z, but it was just the whole.
That's what the Beehive and a whole lot of other people.
That's because they also took that photo of her of Beyonce's face at just the right moment to give that.
They kept running that little spot on a loop,
and that could have been anything. That could have been her looking past her because somebody had on an ugly skirt.
Exactly.
Right.
But she did nudge her with her elbow. So that right there let me know something was not right. Something was not right.
Oh, my God.
But
so she's still on that.
Oh, my God.
So she's going to start there, circle back, and then come back to it.
No, I am. But my whole point in the beginning was that she reached over Beyonce, and that was rude. And she obviously didn't like that.
Okay.
Anyway. Okay.
This is much ado about nothing.
Well.
Way nothing.
It happened.
It did happen, but Jay-Z is still a billionaire.
Yes, he is.
Which is the story.
Which is amazing and an accomplishment inside itself.
I'm not mad at you. I'm never mad at anybody.
Oh, Lord. That's not a rumor. That happened.
Yeah, but all the extras.
Right, because y'all don't know what she's thinking.
Exactly.
All I know is that in the video, she reached over her to say something to him, and Beyonce elbowed her after that. So regardless of what happened, if it were me, I wouldn't like that.
I know, but that could have been, though, just don't reach over me. It didn't necessarily have to don't reach over me for my man.
Exactly. That's all. I didn't say that.
Because I would be that same way, too. Especially, you get different energy from different people.
Exactly.
You already don't like them because their energy when you first meet them, and then they reach, you're like, okay, you know what, you're in my space. I don't even like you.
Thank you. I don't even know you enough for you to do that. So I'm not saying that it was about her trying to hit on him, but I'm just saying the way she did it.
So there's a company out of Switzerland that is vying for the worst business idea ever. Yeah. They're starting an app. Okay, so they want to, how this sharing thing is exploding, right? We got the cars with the Uber and the Lyft, and then we went from that to the scooters, and there's bikes, and there's all these different type of sharing apps and businesses. So this company out of Switzerland's like, what can we do? What's the next? Like, I got it. We're gonna do pogo sticks. Pogo sticks.
I'm sort of for this because it's going to thin the herd a little bit, I hope.
It definitely might do that.
I don't even know how to do a pogo
stick. That is so ridiculous. Pogo sticks, first of all, like how you going to start a business and come up with the one mode of transportation that's actually harder than walking?
Right. Yeah, because you're trying to go, like, I just want to go
$1
for something you're going to go.
For something that's harder to do than just walking your ass to work.
For something that's going to take you 1 bounce forward and 3 bounces back.
Right.
Every time you take a bounce.
That's
funny.
ridiculous. I'm gonna start. You know what? I need to start a crowd sharing app or whatever. I'm gonna charge people $5 to jog to work.
Okay.
Whenever you want to jog, you just hit up my app and
I'll show you the
$5.
route. I'll show you the best route.
Here's what you do instead of a pogo stick. You get one of the mini trampolines. You bounce on it, then you move it one step ahead, and you bounce on that, and you move it one step ahead. Because that's what's going to take as much time.
This is about to launch in June out there in Switzerland, and then by mid-August, they want to expand to London, and of all cities, San Francisco.
I knew it.
Well, that makes sense, except the hills.
Yeah, exactly. So it don't make sense.
Yeah.
That's even a worse idea than the pogo sticks
itself.
It's starting in San Francisco. Like, are you guys trying to fail?
Can you magic a pogo stick up a hill?
Oh my God!
In San Francisco.
In San Francisco.
I wish there was something I wish we should have something that's the opposite of buying stocks.
They do. You can short stocks at the ones that you think are going to go bad.
Really?
Oh, really?
Yeah, you can bet against.
How you do that?
It's the same thing of like what they were doing with the housing bubble, stuff like that. There were people that were buying against it. They were waiting while everyone else was getting on board and buying all these stocks and inflating them.
Yeah.
They were betting against them. So then when it failed, they made money.
How does that work though?
Wow.
I get when you buying stocks, you buying a piece of the company.
Talk to your broker.
When
I don't know.
Buying for them to fail, like, well, what are you buying? You know what I mean? Like,
you got to talk to your broker, but you can short stocks.
Wow, yeah, I need to do that in this company
right now.
I need to short all up over it, all around that.
Everything that's going down. I don't even know how to. I don't even understand this because I can't even do it. So
Pogo stick?
Yes, and I've never been able to, and I've tried and tried and tried. So
you haven't missed
good
out
luck.
on anything.
It's not easy.
It's not.
Most people can only do a couple of
me.
jumps, especially, first of all, it's only going to be young people because any person over 25 trying to do that's going to break their fucking neck.
Right.
Not these millennials. They ain't getting on pogo sticks. They on those little electric things that drive them with their feet. They ain't not riding pogo sticks.
So I'm just saying that, like, most likely, if anybody's going to even explore it, and realistically, they're
going to be 22 with a handlebar mustache.
Yeah, or somebody, or somebody who's very athletic or whatever. But that is so ridiculous. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna bring back the rickshaw. I'm gonna bring back the rickshaw.
Know what that is.
I'm gonna bring back the rickshaw.
And not like a seesaw?
No, I'm gonna bring back the rickshaw, and not only am I gonna charge the riders $5 a minute, I'm gonna charge the driver of the rickshaw $1 a minute.
Oh, that's the thing that you get on and then they go and then they go like this.
In China, they had them over. The Chinese people used to have them, and they would. It was basically
like a basket.
It's basically like what do you call it?
A wheelbarrow.
No,
I don't know.
If you stop guessing, it's basically like a horse and carriage without the horse. There's a person there instead of a horse.
Okay, that's what I was trying to say, but I wasn't explaining.
They still have them in places in the world. Like you can catch like a tuk and tight in Thailand and stuff like that. They still have those.
They have them in San Diego too.
I was gonna say I'm not surprised that they don't have them places here because I would do it.
Yeah.
That's what I'm gonna
I didn't know they were called
crowd sharing app for rickshaws, and I'm gonna charge the driver and the riders.
Yeah, I didn't know those things were called rickshaws though.
That's what they're called.
Wow, crazy. Crazy.
Rick Ross need to get on that business and start one here.
Man, first of all, that's Dino's business. We need those at Venice Beach in Santa Monica and at the pier, right?
Sure.
Yeah.
Rick Ross Shaw.
What?
A Rick Ross Shaw. It plays hip hop music.
Yeah. So these guys, I don't know. They're that's just bad. So you guys heard about those 3 Americans that died at the Dominican Republic?
What is up with that? And shout out Dominican Republic. We're still strong there, right?
You know what? Not really.
Oh, no, they turned on us.
They kind of fell off a little bit.
Okay, DR.
But,
fuck you. Killing Americans.
That is crazy. So I have a clip. So I'm going to play the clip and then we'll talk about it.
Officials in the Dominican Republic are searching for answers in the deaths of 3 Americans at this island resort. Miranda Shop Werner, a psychotherapist from Pennsylvania, was celebrating her wedding anniversary with her husband at the Bahia Príncipe Hotel in La Romana just hours after checking in when she collapsed.
At one point, she was sitting there happily smiling and taking pictures, and the next moment she was in acute pain and called out for Dan, and she collapsed.
Paramedics were called and tried to revive the 41-year-old, but police say she died in her room.